This is why the Dallas Mavericks won't win it all because of defense. I watched Luka literally stand in one spot while Max Strus went crazy. Let me say it again. As great as Luka and Kyrie is together, and y'all know I was high on them. I was mad they missed the playoffs last year. I said with that duo, anything is possible, especially in today's game, no defense and all the offense. As great as Luka is, he might be the worst defender I've seen all time.
Yeah.
And you know what's sad? Nobody talks about it. Nobody. It's nowhere in the world. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just saying, us being on social media, YouTube, and watching all these sports shows, they don't talk about it enough. They used to kill James Harden. He got James Harden beat. It's nowhere in the world you allow that to happen. Nobody's never going to say nothing to him. Your best player cannot not play a lick of defense. I'm going to give Cleveland props. Came back. Like I said, Max Strus 5 for 5, probably in a minute and some change. But once again, this is why the Dallas Mavericks are not going to win a championship, because their best player, look at the precedent he sets. I don't have to play defense. I don't have to do anything but play offense. So that's what I took from it. Yes, great game, exciting game. Big shout out to Max Strus. But for Luka to not play literally a lick of defense, that is a problem for me. I don't like it. And your best player, they supposed to set the precedent. They supposed to be the leaders. They supposed to be the ones that go, no. This is how we gonna do this. Like I said, I watch him literally flee, staying at the free throw line and do nothing on numerous plays. And for me, this is what's going to hinder him from being MVP for some seasons and winning the championship. And I'm gonna take it even a step further. Great game. I don't even think he cares about winning the championship. All he want to do is score 50 and laugh. That's just my honest. That's just my honest opinion. I'm sorry. I don't see nothing but him wanting to score. That's it. I don't see nothing else. Literally nothing else.
Yeah. I can't. I got to disagree with you on that, OG. Let's start first with the statement on Luka doesn't play any defense. I don't think he's the best defender, but I also don't think that he still plays defense the way he did his first couple of seasons. Jason Kidd has come out and said that he's challenged him defensively. They were just on a 7-game winning streak. They are playing way better than I projected. The guy that jumped out the window and said that they're the hottest team in the NBA is Fabian, right? And I think, I rapped with y'all last night about that because I think Fabian was spot on with, the way that they're playing together. The additions of PJ Washington and the addition of Gafford, although that's like subtle, they're not huge names. PJ Washington hit the go-ahead basket last night off of a dime from Luka.
Right. And it was a foul.
Right? So I'm higher on Dallas than I was early in the season. Tough way to lose last night. You're up 10 in that quarter. Max Strus goes into that quarter with only like 5 or 6 points. He finishes with 21 points. So you let Strus go off in that fourth quarter. Hit 5 of his 7 threes in the fourth quarter. Allowed him to get back into that game, have some life. Donovan Mitchell turned the ball over 7 times last night. So that's a recipe for you're going to lose that game. You lose a game when Donovan Mitchell can't take care of the ball, especially almost close to 10 turnovers. So, big shout out to Max Strus. He hit a big shot. Dallas was kind of due for a loss. They've been rolling right now, winning, beating teams that was on a 7 to 8 game winning streak. So, that is a tough way to lose. If he misses that shot, that's just another win, added to their winning streak. So I don't think that we can overreact too much. I know OG shined a light on Luka not playing defense, but the dude did have 45 last night. So that's nothing to sneeze at, with Kyrie adding another 30. So that backcourt is really coming at you with a lot of firepower every single night. They've added the guys that I think that can mask and kind of disguise Luka and Kyrie on the defensive end once playoff time comes. But to your overall point, OG, he has to dedicate and commit to being better defensively. I think he is better than what he was initially in his career, but he has to commit to wanting to get stops, especially April, May, and June, when that's when it matters, right? That 45 in game 3 of the semifinals is cool,
right?
But if you giving up 45 to Book and another 35 to KD, you might not win that series, right? You got to be able to get stops. So I just want to. I'll end with Fabian is completely right about that Dallas Mavericks team right now. Regardless of the fact that they lost last night, they are the hottest team in the NBA right now, playing some of the best basketball outside of the Boston Celtics. So, that's what I got on that game last night. Great game. If you didn't watch that game, NBA TV does a great job of, playing, repeat games from, the night before, 2 nights before. So anybody in the comments, if you missed that game, that's a game worth sitting down and watching because it was great basketball.
Man, I thought they were going to run away with it in the fourth quarter, the Mavericks, after they were up by 10. Mm-hmm. And the Cleveland just snuck back in that game from the Max Strus. They could have those sneak. I know you don't care about Sam Murray at this point, Flea. That's who I thought was going off last night, and I was really about to have like the ultimate, like
it was your twin.
Right. My evil twin went out there and went crazy because he's been all right. And then you pointed out, I think it was Okoro, Dean Wade, Strus, and LeVert. They just have these defenders that can make up for Donovan Mitchell, who's not great one-on-one either.
Right.
Is Luka the worst defender all time? The guy he got traded for, Trae Young, is up there. John Moran is up there in terms of superstars that are top 5 MVP candidates. And we'll get to one that
just real quick. What's the height difference and the weight difference between all those players you just said?
Well, clearly Luka is 50 pounds heavier, 7 to 8 inches taller than Paul's, but it doesn't matter. The effort should never change. What's the difference? What's the height difference, weight difference between Jalen Brunson and Trae Young and John Morant? Jalen Brunson goes hard.
If you can, I'm gonna let you finish your point, but if it's possible, before we finish this segment on that game, is it possible? Can you kind of show the last maybe minute or two of when Strus went on fire, and we could just watch the best player on the floor just look like he don't even care on defense? I'm just saying.
I mean, because two is right, Fabian. And Dom, we want to get you in here and your thought. I don't know if you saw the game highlights or whatever, but like 2 is right. And I think that's something that we'll talk about a little later on in the show. I know we got that dialed up. But man, listen, at one point, the best player on your team, first of all, at one point, you only had one superstar level player on your team, right? But at the same time, that superstar level player, whether he was good or not defensively, he gave effort, right? You could see that, like, damn, okay, this dude is really like trying to get after it. He may be, defensively deficient, but damn it, he's trying his best to give effort on the offense and the defensive end, diving for loose balls, trying to fight over screens, not allowing yourself to be screened, like all of that type of stuff. Everybody can't, like I said, everybody can't sit in a chair and stop you from getting to the rim. Everybody can't do that. But if you make it difficult, if you make a guy go into his second, third, fourth countdown.
I mean, I can't argue about Luka's. Look, that Luka's not on him there. I can't argue about Luka defensively, though. I wouldn't.
Then Max Strus that fourth quarter. Y'all knew the ball. Evan Mobley wasn't about to take that shot.
Right.
He's not even thinking about playing defense. Remember, in your mind, they not making that shot.
Right.
OG, everybody on the court, maybe except for Luka, knew that the ball was going back to Max Strus. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell had 30 last night. He ran away from the play, too.
Oh, bro.
Evan Mobley gave the shit right back to him. Everybody knew. Strus just hit 5 threes in the quarter, 4 threes before that.
Right.
why would you not think he's getting the ball back? He single-handedly brought them back into that game. So
listen, man, these players is great, but from a fan, everybody's to blame, from fans like us, to the top, where the owner, the GM, the coach, the commissioners, we all are blamed because we let them get away with this. Nobody gets held accountable. Like you said, okay, yeah, they're gonna give you 50. Everybody doing that. That ain't even special no more. Like everybody, I'm not saying that's not difficult to do. Come on, who am I? I'm not at that level, so I would never poo-poo that. Big shout out Rob Parker, that's his word. But come on, man, when you the best player, you got to take accountability. I don't care. Listen, Kobe, Mike, LeBron, certain players, bro, even KD, book of them dudes, bro, they gonna try to play D. So when we laugh at James Harden, listen, Luka about to start getting that smoke too. I'm telling you, watch. He about to have a nice little YouTube reel of you just watching him walking around in space on defense. But when he on offense, he's a beast.
I'm sure every film room in all 29 other teams too has film of him lost in space. Like we're not, if we see it, then the guys that get paid to put film together, like they see it too. So I agree with you. I'm not giving pushback on Luka's defense. You've been watching him. I think we've all been watching him from day one, right? He understands NBA defenses now. Like I can see it, like, because he's in the right spots.
Right.
But I'm talking about what you're saying, the effort, the
wherewithal,
right? The wherewithal, the want to. He doesn't display that, and that you could be in the right spot all day long. He was in the right spot for Max Strus. He was late though. Imagine picking him up. Imagine being up one. You just dimed PJ Washington to take the lead for the game.
Right.
You already under the basket. They have no timeouts left. They can't advance the ball. There has to be a pass and then a shot, or a quick pass and a shot. If you did what Pat Bev does, playing guys 94 feet.
Come on, man.
You make the inbounds pass a little harder. Now guys are frantic. It's not an easy catch. Mobley had an easy catch. Strus had an easy catch. Right? You see what I'm saying?
And it's 3 seconds left.
Come on.
No, you're right.
You're right.
You're right. Listen, I gotta there's 16 minutes on this damn topic. And after this, Dom, you tell us what you think. It's 3 seconds left. You're mad crafty on offense. Why doesn't this, and maybe you can answer this, Flea, how come none of this craftiness creeps in on defense? Like, oh, he might try this real quick. Let me anticipate that, because he might try whatever I'm thinking of doing on offense. This is what I would do. I don't see any of that. It's 3 seconds left. You didn't think about even a little tip. It would have just.
I fully understand you, but guess what I'm about to say, and I know you might not like, and I know Tu is gonna hate it, but it's honest. Fatigue. You exert so much energy on the. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not an excuse, but I'm just piggybacking off of what he was saying from the jump. Guys exert so much energy on the offensive end. I don't care what anybody says. To score 45 points is tough. To score 30 is tough, right? I don't care what level you on. To score 30 is tough. So he goes and gets 45. And I think he was like, last night he might have been a plus 13. Check that for me, Fabian. He was like a plus something. So he was giving some type of effort on the defensive end last night. He was playing, he was doing something. But in spots, I hear what you're saying, but in the spots that mattered the most, that fourth quarter, when they up 10, you're supposed to close that deal. You can't let Max Strus go for five threes, score 15 points in the quarter, and hit the game winner, and it be, while you're fake contesting. It was just, it wasn't the greatest way to end the. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest way. That I was about to say some wild shit, but let me not even say it. Like
everybody thought the house was on fire, but that's crazy.
Nah, because I'll tell y'all a lie, because I'm about to say some wild.
Okay. We
could, what that sound only backs up when big things back up, right? Like y'all go from there.
Big things popping. Don, what you think about
Don, what you thought about last night's game?
It was I didn't watch the full game. I just saw the highlights, but my jaw actually dropped when I saw Max Strus make that shot. I mean, I was like, because I didn't know it was going in when I saw the highlight. I didn't know he had made that shot. I hadn't heard anything about it. So I was like, there's very few moments that'll make me have that kind of shocked reaction, but credit to him. That was as crazy of like a on fire stretch I've seen from a role player in some time. Honestly, anybody in some time. That's something you don't forget for a regular season game. But as far as the Luka comments, I can't speak on that particular game because I didn't watch the full game, so I don't like talking about stuff like that unless I watch the full game. But I will say, I asked a Mavs fan that watches every game, that I trust, about Luka's defense this year, and they said it's as good as it was in 2022, which was the best year that he had defensively, where he was passable on that end of the floor. As far as AllBall saying he can't win a championship like that, I mean, the thing with Luka is, as the best player, you just got to be – he's not going to ever be a good defender to me. He's just got to be passable like Dirk Nowitzki was, like Jokic was, and then be surrounded by good defenders. That's my take on that. I don't think that's why they're not going to win a championship. I think that's very harsh. I also think what's even harsher is to say that Luka doesn't care about championships at all. He's pretty competitive. He's not the first person we've seen dominate the ball and control the game like crazy. I just think you mix that with someone who doesn't play defense, but that's why he gets those James Harden comparisons. So, like, what's the difference?
The difference is they both didn't win. And like Kobe Bean Bryant said, rest in peace. You're not going to win a championship playing ball like that. And
Kobe wasn't talking about his lack of defense in that clip. He was talking about Mike D'Antoni's offense of giving the ball to one guy, which I completely agree.
Hogging the ball like that, playing like that is not going to win you a championship. James Harden didn't do it yet.
Only LeBron did. But do you think Luka can be closer to LeBron's peak than Harden's peak? He's literally only 24 years old right now.
Listen.
We gotta stop. LeBron is in a lot of people's opinion, the second best player all time, top 3 all time. I do not foresee Luka Dončić or Jokic, for that matter, top 5 anything. We gotta stop with this.
Okay, no, Jokic is in a different category than Luka right now,
and he is, and he's still not gonna be top 5.